Touring the most luxurious campervan in Europe. That might sound like a bold claim, but it's exactly what we are doing today. Meet the Loef 680F, a hand-built German masterpiece that sits at the absolute top of the European campervan market and costs as much as a high-end sports car. Keep an eye out for a truly unique rooftop setup and a hidden culinary surprise that will elevate your campsite cooking to a whole new level. Let's take a look. Built in Hamburg by a small team of dedicated craftsmen, the 680F carries a price tag of around $280,000. This is not a campervan that has been fitted out with nice accessories and called a luxury product. It is a van that has been genuinely reimagined from the ground up, with bespoke engineering, yacht-grade electrical systems, real European oak joinery, and features like a slide-out ceramic grille and a pop-up rooftop terrace that you simply do not find anywhere else. It is built on a MAN TGE 4x4 chassis, and the choice of base vehicle matters more than it might first seem. The MAN TGE is a heavy-duty commercial platform, and certainly a very strong contender in the premium base vehicle market alongside the Sprinter and Iveco Daily. It comes with a 2-liter 4-cycle diesel engine producing about 164 horsepower, paired with an 8-speed automatic gearbox, which means driving this van feels composed and refined even when it is fully loaded with water, gear, and passenger. Overall length sits at just over 22 feet, and in standard trim the van stands about 9 feet 8 inches tall, rising to just over 10 feet 4 inches with the optional rooftop configuration fitted. On the driver's side, heated, electrically adjustable and folding side mirrors are standard, along with side marker lights that keep the van visible in low light. The van rolls on 18-inch alloys, available in Bourbe or Delta style, with all-season tires fitted as standard. The bodywork along the driver's side is clean and well sealed. This side houses the exhaust outlet for the diesel heater. And look up. That dramatically raised roofline is not just for headroom. It conceals one of the most clever pieces of engineering on this entire van. The MAN TGE super high roof carries no official roof load rating from the factory, which means bolting a rooftop tent directly to it would be structurally unsound. Loef's engineers spent considerable development time solving this problem, and the solution is a custom 4-bracket system where structural hoops span across the width of the van and transfer load directly down through the bodywork rather than relying on the roof panel itself. On top of this framework sits a secondary structure, and on that sits the optional Intrepid GO rooftop tent, which measures about 82 by 55 inches and sets up in under 2 minutes. What this creates is not only a sleeping space, but a genuine rooftop terrace, a panoramic platform elevated above the surrounding campsite with views in every direction, space for a hammock, and room for additional storage like a Yeti cooler. A wind deflector runs across the front of the roof structure to manage aerodynamic noise at highway speeds. And according to Loef, the difference is minimal, with road and tire noise being more noticeable than any wind turbulence from the tent. Access from inside the van is via a purpose-built interior pass-through cut into the van's ceiling. You simply climb the ladder, enter directly into the rooftop tent, and from there, you can step out onto your elevated terrace, but we'll get to that when we look at the interior. If you go further back on this side, you also have a power connection. Walking around to the rear is where the personality of the 680F really starts to emerge. The rear carrier platform is a serious piece of kit, measuring about 55 by 55 inches of heavy-duty steel framework with wall thicknesses in the 0.18 to 0.25 inch range. It is solid, overbuilt, and entirely in keeping with the rest of the van's engineering standards. A custom Loef-designed aluminum ladder runs up the side of the carrier and provides access to the roof. Underneath the chassis at the rear sits an electrically controlled 22-2-gallon gray water tank, alongside the fresh water tank. You can trigger the drain valve via the CZone app or an interior switch, with no need to crawl underneath with manual caps in a cold campsite. And when you open the rear doors, you will eventually see the beautiful large lounge and bed area. But first, there is a massive highlight right here at the back. A beautiful big green egg ceramic grill that you can slide right out so that you can cook beautifully at your campsite. To the left and right of the green egg, you have neatly organized storage compartments, outdoor shower connections, and easy access to your heavy-duty electrical components. Moving around to the passenger side, the 3-foot Thule awning in its anthracite housing extends outward to create a proper outdoor living space. All windows on the van, including the roof skylights, are fitted with built-in combination sun and insect screens, so you can ventilate freely without worrying about either glare or wildlife joining you for dinner. The freshwater inlet is recessed behind one of the service doors toward the rear, where it connects directly to the 23 8-gallon freshwater tank built into the chassis structure. The sliding side door opens to reveal the electric swing-out entry step, which deploys automatically and smoothly every time. But look closely at the lower section of the door recess, and you will find one of the 680F's most characterful exterior details, provided you have this option: a fold-down minibar. It is a beautifully made wooden cabinet with dedicated slots for 2 liquor bottles, 4 glasses, integrated warm lighting, and USB charging ports. It is the sort of feature that makes absolutely no functional sense, and every bit of emotional sense. The kind of thing that makes you stop and smile and realize that the people who designed this van genuinely love traveling. From here, let's step inside to see the marvels that behold us. Stepping into the Loef 680F for the first time is a genuinely breathtaking experience. The interior is warm, structured, and unmistakably the work of someone who trained as a cabinet maker rather than a van fitter. Genuine oiled European oak veneer runs across every cabinet face. Solid Corian covers the countertops and bathroom walls, and dimmable LED lighting runs throughout. The floor sits over a 2-inch raised base of foam and sheep's wool that acts as fantastic thermal insulation and is engineered to offer superior acoustic damping. Everything looks incredibly luxurious. Settling into the lounge, the main social space in this configuration is a L-shaped dinette occupying the rear section of the cabin. The seating wraps generously around a central height-adjustable table that can be lowered, angled, and repositioned to suit dining, working, or reclining. The table can also be fully rotated, so the layout adapts easily whether you are eating, working, or converting the space for sleeping. The leather benches are thick and well padded, and the space comfortably seats 4 adults. The overhead cabinets above the lounge are backlit with warm LED strip lights behind the oak veneer fascias, creating an ambient glow in the evenings that transforms the space entirely. Above the entrance door, you will find the smart CZone control panel, with its companion Wi-Fi app and LTE antenna for remote monitoring. It lets you check battery state, tank levels, power consumption, and lighting from anywhere in the world. Spanning the area above the cab are deep overhead lockers, providing a surprising amount of storage for a vehicle this size. Behind the dinette seats, further hidden storage keeps personal belongings out of sight and out of mind. A dedicated TV bracket is integrated into the lounge wall. And how can you forget, there is the oak ladder to the rooftop tent, built neatly into the interior structure. We will head up there later in the video. Storage runs under every seat and behind every panel. One detail that deserves a specific mention is the internal aluminum framework that lies hidden between the insulation and the furniture. Loef's engineers spent a year and a half developing this skeleton, which gives every piece of cabinetry a fixed, precise mounting point throughout the van. The practical result is that any upper locker can be removed in under 5 minutes without dismantling anything around it, a level of modularity and serviceability that most campervan builders simply do not think about. Moving onwards to the kitchen galley, it runs along one side of the cabin and is built to a standard that would not look out of place in a compact city apartment. The work surface is a single piece of solid Corian with no visible seams, and a black steel sink sits flush within it. A 2-burner induction cooktop is set into the same run. There is no gas anywhere on this van, not a single cylinder or copper pipe. All cooking runs on electricity drawn from a Mastervolt 460 amp-hour lithium battery bank, a system far more commonly specified on ocean-going yachts than vans. 2 125-watt solar panels on the roof charge this bank through a dedicated MPPT solar charge controller, feeding into a 3-kilowatt inverter. This capacity is substantial enough to run the induction cooktop, the fridge, and all lighting simultaneously, extending your off-grid capabilities significantly. The fridge is a Thetford 1.2-volt compressor unit with about 3.2 cubic feet of capacity and a dedicated freezer compartment. Kitchen storage comes from 5 deep drawers and a set of push-latch cabinets, all finished in matching oak veneer. The bathroom is positioned midship in the van and is one of the more impressive spaces given the footprint available. It sits behind a special frosted privacy door, and once inside, you'll discover a brilliant trick. The Clasana dry toilet can actually be moved out of the way electrically to create a much more spacious shower area. Looking up, you will find a luxurious ceiling-mounted rainfall shower head, a very rare find in a campervan of this size. You can choose to use this rainfall shower or the smaller, matte black handheld nozzle mounted on the wall. The shower pan is a seamless Corian tray set flush to the floor level, clean, easy to drain, and with none of the raised lips or awkward moldings of conventional wet rooms. Walls are white Corian with marble effect accent panels and brushed metal fixtures throughout. The Clasana dry system is vacuum sealed and entirely waterless, requiring no chemical tank and no gray water allocation. It is an elegant solution to one of the more unglamorous aspects of van life, and it fits the van's broader philosophy of doing things properly rather than just adequately. Hot water and cabin heating come from a Truma Combi diesel heater, which runs off the existing diesel supply and delivers heat on demand throughout the year. The sleeping area in the Festbed layout features a permanent, always-made bed rather than a convertible setup. 2 longitudinal twin beds run the length of the rear section and can be combined into a single king-size sleeping surface measuring about 6 feet 5 inches by 5 feet 6 inches. In the U-Lounge configuration of the 680U, the conversion takes only seconds. The table lowers, the cushions flatten, the bedding unrolls, and you are done. There is no complex mechanical folding, no searching for a specific cushion arrangement, and no reason to dread the end of the evening. The sheep's wool and Armaflex insulation that wraps the entire van ensures that the bedroom is genuinely quiet and thermally stable. Now, let's explore that amazing roof. By climbing the wooden ladder in the lounge through the interior pass-through hatch, you enter directly into the pop-up roof tent. It acts as an elevated, fully ventilated second bedroom. But the real magic happens when you unzip the side. You can step right out onto your own private rooftop terrace. It is a panoramic platform where you can set up a hammock, relax, and take in the views from a vantage point no other campervan provides. The driver's cab is fully absorbed into the luxury experience rather than being a separate functional compartment tacked onto the front. Both front seats are heated leather with armrests, and they swivel cleanly to face the living area, making the forward section part of the social space when parked. A modern infotainment touchscreen handles navigation and entertainment with Apple CarPlay integration. Driver assistance technology comes directly from the MAN TGE platform, including adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, fatigue monitoring, and a 360-degree camera system. USB and 110-volt outlets are integrated into the console alongside a wireless tablet mount for the driver. An iPad is included in the base specification, part of Loef's philosophy of delivering a genuinely complete product rather than a long optional extras list. So, did the Loef 680F live up to its hype as the most luxurious campervan of Europe? Let us know in the comments. Want to see a luxurious off-road motorhome? If so, click on it, and we will see you soon at a new luxury motorhome.